Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from the Uptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, stock index futures are currently trading above fair value. We also have commodities trading higher this morning. Now, we do have some big economic numbers coming out at 8:30 this morning, and they could certainly change the direction of the market. Now, yesterday, the market was hit hard, and so we're back on a negative week for the market. Looking at the TSX, we're down 1.25% for the week. For the S&P 500, we're down 1.77%. And then you can see there was some more weakness in the tech sector where we're down just over 2.25%. Of course, there's no weekly sell signals here just yet. Looking at the Russell 2000, down just a little over 0.5%. And then looking at the VIX is trading up above the upper channel line. Remember, the VIX has been elevated all the way through the month of October, and that was a concern, and it looks like it's a concern for the options market once again. For crude oil, we're down $2.52. We're up $1 and change in the pre-market. And for the price of gold, we're down $5.30. We're up more than that in the pre-market this morning. So on a weekly basis, you're not going to see any major trend changes this week. Now, moving on, and we'll take a closer look at yesterday's trading action. There's the Dow gapping lower yesterday, no change in trend. Microsoft, big loser yesterday. It's up a couple of dollars in the pre-market, but when you're down at 26 and change on Thursday, being up a couple of dollars on Friday isn't going to change much. If you were trading Microsoft, we hit the 437.50 level, so cha-ching, you got to lock in some profits there, but unfortunately, that was probably all unwound yesterday. So we traded down to the 406.25 level. We'll be looking to see if we can continue to hold the $400 level, and then you can see our next targets to the downside. We're up a couple of dollars in the pre-market. That's not going to undo a $26 loss yesterday. Now, Intel was down on the day yesterday. It's trading higher this morning. It is actually trading above the upper channel line. So Intel may get back on a buy signal this morning. At the same time, it's not a stock I would chase. Amazon came down hard yesterday. It is up in the pre-market this morning. So we can certainly wave off a sell signal for Amazon on Friday morning. Looking at the SPY, down sharply yesterday. Biggest loser was Huntington, followed by Estee Lauder. These stocks were already on a sell signal. That's also true for Aptiv. Already on a sell signal, down over 17% on the day. There's the equal-weighted S&P 500 down nicely. Then the Qs rolled over finally, and we were up at $500 the other day, so you got to lock in some profits there once again. And then it came down to the first price target line, and so far we're trading slightly above that this morning. You can see the next two targets to the downside if we take out yesterday's low. Supermicro, once again in the news, big loser on the NASDAQ 100 yesterday. You can see that investors started to give up on Supermicro back in July of this year, and the Flypaper channel continues to point lower. Then we've got IDEX gapping lower yesterday, coming in already on a sell signal, and that's also true for Regeneron, gapping lower on Thursday. Then looking at the equal-weighted NASDAQ, a new low for this, move for that, and then a new low for the next generation NASDAQ on Thursday. Looking at the Russell 2000, no change in trend, no change in trend for the small caps, and then the micro caps are back on a sell signal. They generated a buy signal the other day. We've now put in a lower high, and we're back on a sell signal. Looking at semiconductors, they were the biggest losers yesterday, and then we also had the Magnificent 7 ETF was the next biggest loser on the day, down 3.85% on the day. Moving over to the Canadian market, there's the iShares for the TSX 60, back on a sell signal. You had lots of chance to take money off the table. OpenText made a new high for this move on Wednesday and then completely rolled over on Thursday. We saw a lower high on Thursday for CAE, then a big down day for that stock. And then we've got Magna back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. Looking at the Vanguard Canada ETF, so looking at a broader look at the Canadian stock market, back on a sell signal. The biggest loser was Varen, and it was down nearly 15% on the day, so already on a sell signal, no change there. Badger came in on a sell signal, put in a new high, and then ended the day down over 10%. for Badger. Then we've got Spin Master back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. Let's finish off this morning's presentation taking a look at the major commodity ETFs traded in New York. We've got crude oil and gasoline both back on buy signals as of Thursday's close. Natural gas, unfortunately, made a new low for this move on Thursday. Then looking at copper still on a sell signal, no change there. We saw gold pull back yesterday. It's trading higher in the pre-market this morning. We've got palladium trading down in the channel, so a close below $102.34 would give us a sell signal on Friday. Then we've got platinum back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close, and silver back on a sell signal as of Thursday's close. Okay, folks, that's all for this morning's presentation. An enormous amount of sell signals from Thursday's trading action. We are currently trading higher in the pre-market this morning on Friday. Certainly not enough to undo yesterday's damage, and we'll have to get over those employment numbers coming out at 8:30 this morning before the market starts to trade. You have a great day. Next time you'll hear my voice, if you're a member, we'll be back on Sunday looking at the weekly charts, and then otherwise for the public, we'll be back on Monday morning to see what happened on Friday.